Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me for another video where I go across the galaxy with two TV screens nailed to my face. Now, I'm heading toward this system, which, if we have a look in the galaxy map, is called Shrogea, and it's interesting because it's got a little localized nebula around what I think is a neutron star. Right, so I'm just going to go and jump into this and have an explore, but I'm thinking that that nebula might be the remnants of the supernova that created the neutron star in the first place. I don't know. Anyway, before I go here, let's have a little flashback, and I'll show you guys some of the stuff that's happened to me before I actually got to this point, and my journey so far. So, a long, long time ago, I was flying through space, minding my own business, and absolutely nothing interesting happened. But the stars out here are absolutely bonkers. The density of them was just boggled my mind, which is why I felt it necessary to include it in this video. So I'm heading toward this here nebula, and you can kind of see to the left of the nebula there's this massive densely packed area of stars. Let's just hook up my next destination. Yeah, I mean, look at that. I think that these are so dense compared to the rest of the galaxy because these are actually stars that have data. They're modelled under real data where the rest of it's procedural. But I'm just going to keep my eye on it as the frameshift drive fires up. Because that effect is so cool. I mean, the hyperspace effect in general is just amazing in VR anyway, but yeah, it's fantastic. I'm going to scan this system, and bloody hell, it's 75 things in it. 75 objects. Gotta see this. Let's have a look. I don't think I've come across a system with 75 objects in it before, so bloody hell. So it's interesting in VR when you look down like that, because it's a long way down, and the bigger the system, you just get this massive drop below you. So this is probably one of the biggest systems I've come across, I would say. By the looks of things, it's mainly populated by gas giants and ring systems and various orbiting moons. But how many stars are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. 5 stars! So more gas giants as we go down. More moons, probably icy worlds by this time. So it looks like the ones higher up were metal content. These look all down here. These ones look like metal content. So how far away is this? 113,134 light seconds. So it's not the biggest system I've come across spatially, but it's certainly the most densely packed. Crazy. So I decided to visit this nebula on my travels because I like nebulas, but also because this is quite a densely packed region of space in terms of stars. So I wanted to see what it was like inside. I found myself a water world. Well, it's not a water world, sorry, it's an icy body, but it's got water geysers on it, so let's go and have a look in my so far futile quest to find geological features of any kind since the 2.2 update. But this planet, I've got a good feeling about this planet. This planet says in the system map that it's full of water geysers. And so I'm going to take the ship down and have a look around. Certainly looks good. It's got that classic frozen crust going on. Typical icy moon architecture. So I've been flying around now at around 5 kilometers from the surface for quite a while now. And I've got my sensors set to maximum, and I'm looking around for anything visual that's popping up. I'm looking around for anything that's appearing on there with you know, blue points of interest. And guess what? Not a stitch. Nothing at all. So I have no idea how to find geological features at all. Absolutely none. Right, I got bored of flying about 5 kilometers, so I'm taking the ship down a little further. Trying to see if I can see anything. There's certainly nothing appearing on my scanner, on my sensors. So I'm just going to fly through some of these mountainous areas. Now I know that some geological features, particularly water geysers, I'm going to call them geysers, water geysers aren't active all the time, so this might possibly be having an effect on me being able to find that. What's that over there? I've seen something has caught my eye. So let's turn around. It's over there somewhere in my smooth mountains, because I can't have my texture too high because my VR doesn't like it very much. So where is it? I lost it. Something down there. I'm wondering if it's like a geyser that's not active. Oh, actually no, it just looks like a bunch of rocks. Yeah, it's just a load of rocks. Although they're floating, they seem to be... no, never mind. Okay, as I got closer they all fell. Oh well. Right, because I don't know, I might just park the ship here and try again in the morning. So I just logged back in and I am presented with this. So some time has gone by, the planet has moved, the sun has become obscured by the giant... let's get some light on the scene, by the gas giant up above, and it's very spectacular here. It's very moody. Right, I've decided to try a different area of the planet, and I've also decided to use the car instead of... oh, hang on. What's that say? Harmless? Yeah? Okay, so maybe this is a new thing that they've added in 2.2, but my combat rank is not harmless, it's deadly. Unless it just means it's harmless because there's no one in it, so it does say unmanned. So that's new, I haven't seen that before. I think that might be... something new from 2.2. Anyway, whatever. What am I doing? Don't know. Yeah, so I decided to have a look around the planet's surface using the SRV. So I'm going to go for an extended drive to try and find some geological features this way. Try and find these elusive geysers. And for that matter, I'm going to dismiss my ship, because it'll only bugger off when I get too far away from it anyway. And the colours here are really, really pretty. We got these light, cold colours of the planet's surface and these warm purples and reds in the sky as my ship disappears into the nebula. And the sun there is just poking over the edge of the planet now, so we've got more light. It's pretty cool. Well, I haven't found anything yet, but I found some stuff to shoot. So I'm going to go collect some materials while I'm here, because these are always very handy for refueling the SRV and refueling the auto field maintenance unit. Not to mention, I can have some fun skidding about, picking things up. Basically drive like a hooligan. This buggy's great fun in VR. Right, well, I've been driving around now for quite a while and I haven't found a damn thing, so I'm going to bring my ship back and I'm just going to press on because I don't know how to find water features. Sorry, water geysers. So if anybody knows a surefire method of locating them, then please do tell, because so far, each time I've attempted it, I've come up short. They seem to be so elusive. And that goes for any volcanism. I haven't found any fumaroles or volcanoes or anything. Flying to the bottom of my ship. Right. So, a fruitless expedition. Never mind. Right. Oh, it's so pretty, so nice here. But where to next? I've spent long enough in this place. Wow. So this is kind of what I expected the nebula to be like anyway, just absolutely jam-packed full of stars. In fact, there's so many here, I can't see what the hell I'm doing. So I'm going to filter out everything. So I think I've got my filter set to non-sequence stars, which would equate to neutron stars and black holes. And it looks like there's a couple here in the nebula. Look, there's one right here. Grey PODT GD11, something or other. So it's only 20 light years away. So it might be interesting visiting a neutron star which is inside a nebula, although I don't imagine it'll be any different, but let's have a look. Fire up the engines. Lift off. What I do love about nebulas is just the view you get. This sensational, spectacular, colourful, rich backdrop of those nebulous gases. So, another complete failure in finding any geological features of any kind. As I said, if anybody knows a surefire way of doing it, then please let me know, because it is one thing that I have not yet witnessed for myself. I've obviously seen the videos, but I haven't seen any for myself. That looks so cool. This game is ridiculously pretty. Back into hyperspace I go, looking for yet another neutron star. I've found a lot of these along my journey so far, but whee, they're cool, they're good fun. Hey, here we are. So this is a fairly typical looking beast. So after that point I decided that I would make a beeline for the centre of the galaxy, because I was having absolutely bugger all luck in finding anything geological or otherwise. So I decided to cut my journey a little shorter by using as many neutron stars as possible. So in my travels I saw lots and lots of different types. Some, like this one, were lethargic as hell, and in fact there was one which I don't have footage for, but it was even more stationary than this one. Its jets were literally just not even moving. And then there were the ones such as this beast, which were so energetic I can't even see the the coils that it was laying down. It's so moving so fast. Now, this particular one was fairly interesting because it was paired by a couple of M-class stars. Now, given that neutron stars are similar to black holes in the fact that they're extremely dense objects with lots and lots of gravity, I would have expected in this scenario for the mass of the adjacent stars to be consumed by that neutron star, and for that neutron star itself to have a bit of a accretion disk. So perhaps maybe we'll see that stuff in the future. And this is where I am right now, so heading towards Shrogea, I think that's what it was called. And there it is, it's yet another neutron star, but as I said at the beginning of the video, this one is surrounded by an interesting nebula, and you can just about make it out, even in the proximity of the star's immense brightness. Just give it a quick scan. I don't think there's anything different about it, or there might be. I'll have a look in this system map afterwards, see if there's anything particular about this star. So what else have we got here? Okay, there's another planet here. Now that sort of diffuses my ideas that it might have been a supernova remnant, because I don't think that would be there if it was. So the bump on the star, that's all fairly standard. I don't think there's anything different there. So far no explanation as to exactly what this nebula is. It could be a wind nebula, which is a phenomena that NASA recently observed around neutron stars, whereby they just draw in gases and matter from around them. Just going to pilfer some particles here, supercharge my drive a bit. And that, of course, leads to a collection of material in proximity to the star. Yay. So I'm going to take my ship further out, away from the star's glow, and get a better look at this nebula and see what it actually looks like. So here I am, a little way away from the primary, and you can see it's really pretty. This nebula is totally different from anything else that I've actually encountered. So these greens and oranges it's a completely different colour scheme. It's very interesting. So there's the star there in the distance, and that's my next destination. Yeah, it's really, really cool. And it's really dense as well, because I can't even see the galactic centre anymore. Right, well, I'm going to leave the video here for today, because I've rambled on long enough about things. This nebula is extremely interesting. It's very, 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 very nice. Now, I'm going to leave you with some dodgily recorded orbits of my ship, because it's very difficult to do that in VR, because the slightest head movement means that everything shakes. But not to worry. So hopefully by the next video I will be closer, or even at the actual centre of the galaxy. So please join me again for that. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you then.